We're going to do another deck walkthrough, and this time with a deck called the Biblical Tarot Shadow Work or Shadow of the Soul. And this was given to me by the person who makes these cards. I use their other deck a lot and I really enjoy it. And so they sent this to me, which I really appreciate. So thank you if you're watching. The deck also has a book, and the book is absolutely amazing. It has prompts, it goes through what the cards mean. I mean, it's like a novel. It's really well done. It covers everything. So here at Word of Twist Tarot today with me, Kev, we're going to just review this deck and just, enjoy it because it's just an amazing thing. Oh, isn't that very nice? Look at that. I'm just seeing this now. Thank you so much. I want to thank you. They put a little notice in there for me. And I do enjoy the journey. This is some of the best decks I've ever read with. They're a color deck. So here is our biblical tarot, right? It comes in a really nice box. They have a little verse in there. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalms 23:4. I'm telling you this. Oh my God. Do you see this? It's absolutely beautiful. Wow. Just absolutely beautiful. So you can get, I guess the book may come separately. I'm not sure. So they have this really nice book, right? And then they also have a little study guide too that comes with the deck, right? So it tells you what the cards mean, right? Everything upright, reverse meaning. And this is for doing shadow work. But this deck also has this beautiful gilded edges. Look at that. That is absolutely just wow. I'm impressed. And the card stock is different than the other card stock. It's really nice, right? So this is a thank you card they put in there with the link to the website you can go to and check it out. And the back of the cards, just stunning. Just what a beautiful deck. Also, I recommend keeping these cards. Don't throw them out. If you like to read books, you can use them for a bookmark, but I like to use them to protect the deck, so I put them in front. And if there's two of them, then one goes in back to preserve it in good condition. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold the deck and walk through it. And it feels really nice, too. It's really matte, good quality. It's just absolutely beautiful. So let's walk through this. So, zero, the fool, the soul. Creation of a living being, Genesis 2:7. It's funny. People don't realize that tarot is really not something that's dark. It's actually something that's very beautiful. It's actually my religion. That's how I'm going to explain it. It allows you to get insights into yourself or for other people to help them heal or help them move forward in life. So it is not dark, even though people try to make you think that. It's not true. It has nothing to do with that. It's actually a good, even psychologists use the tool to help people come out of their shell, to find answers. It doesn't go yes or no, but it helps you to find a path forward, right? That's what it does. Okay. Magician, Moses. That's really nice. I love the artwork too. Really good black and white. Nice tones. The high priestess. Mary. There's an interesting story about Mary Magdalene. I'm not going to go into it right now, but she's not who you think she is. The church really portrayed her in a very bad, dark way. Okay, then we have the Empress. Oh, that's beautiful. Mary. The Emperor, King Solomon, the wisest king on earth. That's an amazing card. The High Priest. I'm afraid to shuffle these cards. They're so pretty. Aaron, the brother of Moses. That's a good High Priest card. The Lovers, Adam and Eve. Oops. 7, the Chariot. The Pharaoh. Interesting. That's when the Pharaoh chased Moses into the Red Sea where he split it with help of the divine. And the army of the Pharaoh was swallowed up in the water, right? So interesting story. 8 is strength. Daniel in the lion's den. That really, you could feel it because it was like he prayed and with the will of God to protect him, the lions would not eat him. That's a cool story as well. And he was a total peace. He feared nothing. So it just shows you that strength, right? Your inner strength, your inner self. What do you fear? You should fear nothing. Okay. The Hermit is John the Baptist. That's a cool card. The Wheel of Life. Okay. Beautifully done. Justice. That's Moses again. 10 Commandments. That's interesting. What's funny, so my background, scholar of Hebrew actually, and I used to write it as well as read it. I haven't really studied it in quite a long time, but I used to study it a lot, and that's what got me into tarot. Actually, I also studied Greek. I was getting into ancient text, and when you look at the 10 Commandments, what people don't realize, you think they're just like the 10 laws, but that's not what it means. What 10 Commandments actually mean, it means the 10 principles of life, right? It's how you should live, and the first five, 1 through 5, or is the other way around? It's been a while. Represents the earthly principles, where 6 through 10 represent the heavenly principles, and they marry each other. So I think it's 1 and 6, 2, 7, and so forth. They go hand in hand because if you can do one, then you can do six. Again, they're not laws. That's not what the Hebrew says. They're the 10 principles of life, right? I know people may want to argue about that, but that's okay. 11, 2, 11 is master number. It's intuition. It's very spiritual, right? And when you live this way, you do become very spiritual. The hangman, Peter's crucifixion. So that's another thing too, right? People see the upside down cross and say this satanic. That's not true. The upside down cross was because Peter didn't feel worthy of being crucified the same way Christ was. So because of his humility, he was hanged upside down. And again, so again, a lot of people have a misconception because the church doesn't really teach what it says. They give you their version of it without the actual textual version, right? Everything's misinterpreted or whatever. 13 is death, transformation, the four horsemen. That's cool. I like that card. 14, temperance, Mary and Martha. Okay. 15, the devil. And you know what's interesting too? Notice that the chains are on them loose. And when you are being tempted by something, you're out of harmony, right? What is 6? 6 is harmony. What's the lover's card? It's a 6. So when you get yourself in harmony, you then have love. You have union, right, with your higher self or with God or with the divine. You break free from the bondage of the earth and raise your vibration up. That's what it means. All right. So the 1 are the potentials that you buy into. The 5 is the struggles that you get yourself into because you take the opportunity incorrectly and you go the wrong direction. 16 is the tower, Tower of Babel. I thought about doing like, let me know in the comments, but where I could actually show you how, for example, Genesis, right? The different verses, days of creation align to the cards because the cards are actually religious in nature. Many people don't realize that, but they actually are. Tarot, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm spiritual, by the way. Tarot is my religion. Okay. But I'm spiritual. I'm not really tied to man made religion. 17 is a star. 18 is the moon. That's a really nice moon card. Jacob's dream. 19, the sun. And again, I know I'm going a little bit slow this time because I'm really enjoying this. I'm taking each image. I've been kind of going through these walkthroughs fast lately, but this one I'm really interested in. Oops, 20, I missed a card. It's going to be judgment, right? Yeah, judgment. The last judgment, that's interesting. 21 is the world. And now we're going to go into the minors. Oh, interesting. The shadow. Huh. That's a very cool card. Now, the fire, the candles. Ace. Oops. Ooh. The Two of Candles. 3. So these are the wands, by the way, in case you're wondering. Candles are fire, wands. 4. 5. This here is Joseph and his brother. So Joseph was given the coat. His father lifted him up, and his brothers wanted them dead. And so that's why you can see this is a 5, because that's where the contention is at. The desires of his brothers was to have the position that he had. And that's what caused all the struggle. Okay, 6. The fall of Jericho. Interesting. I like these in black and white. Boy, great job, Biblical Tarot. Great job. 7. David and Goliath. That is cool. 8 of Candles, 8 of Wands. 9. The test with Job. I can feel that. That is actually makes sense. And then the 10. Jeremiah's burden. Jeremiah 20. Interesting. Then we're going to go into the Page of Candles. Miriam. Okay. The Knight. Yeah, Joshua, that definitely is a Knight card right there. The Queen. And then the King. All right, now we're going to go into what? The Cups, Chalices. Interesting card for the Cups, the Samaritan woman at the well. The Two of Cups, brotherly love, agape, phileo. That's agape right there. That's pure. Not sexual, but pure. Phileo is more of a friendship. So that's a really good interpretation of the Two of Cups. 3. 4. Jonah, anger. Yes, right. 5 of Cups. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. 6. Yep, teaching the children memories. Get them while they're young. Instill value. 7. The Temptation. Interesting choice of cards for that one. Because Jesus couldn't be tempted, even though Satan tried. The 8. The Ascension. The 9. The Feast of Purim. Esther. It's funny too, the first time the word a Jew was used was with Esther. The very first time ever. So before there was Israelites. Just a little knowledge there. The 10. And then Page, Samuel, the boy prophet. That makes sense. The Knight. Young David. That makes sense as well. The Queen, Hannah. Yep. It's really well done. On the King. Yeah, they're a little sticky. I don't want to mess them up, so I'm kind of go a little slow. This is a really beautiful deck, by the way. I'd highly recommend it. Even if you're not religious, it's really nice because it can really help you tap into your inner self, and with different spreads that you can do, it can help you find areas to work on. It's really well done. This is the King of Cups. Ace of Feathers is your sword. So mind, Saul's conversion. They thought he was crazy, actually. He was speaking to like nobody, right? And they thought he was nuts. 2, Test. This is a very interesting thing, too. I'm not going to go into it too deep, but even this story is not what most people think it is. So a death is a change of power, right? In ancient texts. So when you talk about a death of somebody, it's not really a physical death. It's a change of power. And so they went out and the power was changed, right? The order was changed. I'm not going to go into it right now, but the story is not what people are taught. The 3, betrayal of a son, Absalom. Yeah, yep, for sure on that one. The 4 of feathers, the 4 of swords. Okay. The 5 of swords, King Saul's downfall. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's definitely the 5. The 6. I recommend too, whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter. Just to kind of understand the cards a little bit more too. Read the little verses, Like this is Ruth 1, 6 through 22 for the 6 of swords. Okay, whoops. Then we have the 7. Jacob the lie. Yeah, lied to his dad. His dad was blind, and he ended up trying to pretend he was the other brother to get the blessing, right? And the wife was behind it too. Not good. The 8. Jonah trapped inside the fish. The 9 of swords. Yeah. Peter denies Jesus 3 times. 9. 3 times 3 is 9. That's interesting. Good pick. Good number on that card. You'd kept them up at night, wouldn't it? 10. Cutting Samson's hair, he loses his strength, right? What's the worst that can happen? The page. The knight. The queen. And then the king. Yes, the king. I love these cards. I'm assuming these are the earth grains. Yep. So we have the ace of grains entering the promised land. Yep. 2 of grains. 2 of pentacles. Make a decision. 3. Perfecting the temple. Working at it. 4. Parable of the rich fool. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. The 5. Interesting. I like where they're going with this. 6. Widow's generosity. Yeah, she had nothing but yet gave. That's what the 6 is about. 7. Parable of the sower. 8. The craftsman perfecting that craft. The 9. Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. And then we have the 10. God's promise to Abraham. Well done. Well, and last we have the page. The knight. Yeah, that was an interesting story. The queen. I love this card. It's really beautiful. And then the king. And that is the walkthrough of the Biblical Tarot Shadow of the Soul. Shadow of the Soul. I also would recommend if you don't have the other deck, I'd pick it up because they're going to go very well together. I can see doing a spread where, let me get it real quick. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. So where, you'd have like, say, I don't know, top line could be something along the effect of, I love how they did this too. So these cards are a little different. These are a little bit more of, they have like a PVC feel, which I love this because they'll last forever. So I really like how these are coated. These are more like a paper and they're beautifully done. They're gorgeous. This does not have the gilding, it's just white. And that is the Biblical Tarot deck. And I would definitely get this deck too. It's just amazing. I bought this one, I think off Etsy. And this one was given to me, which, goodness gracious, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's say you're doing a reading, right? And you want to kind of look at the conscious. So that would be on the top row. Let's just pull some cards. So like something like this, right? And so you're saying to yourself, like, I know that I need to maybe be a little bit more fair on some things, that I need to really use my passion more wisely, and that I can then have more control in my life and do things that are more beneficial to help me move forward, right? Just throwing this out there. Then you could draw these cards and use it for the shadow side of it, where you say, okay, well, what I need to work on. These are in order, right? So you say, well, I need to really assess that even though I have balance, I need to be more cautious on what I do with my material possessions, right? I just want to go and just throw things away or be reckless and be loose. I have to have more balance in my life. And then here you can say, let me pick a different card. Let's use the let's use the Six of Cups. So even though I have to have, where's it going with this? So even though I have here the my passions and I know what I need to do and I'm ready to move forward to the next level in life, I just got to keep the things I learned in check. So I got to keep my emotions because water and fire balance, right? Because the water puts out the fire, so it makes it smoke, so it's not so fast burning. Because the king wants us to get up and jump, right? Wants to run. Where you want to have these memories that you had, these lessons you learned to get you here. So you want to keep that in check. And then you can say something like, okay, and then when you obtain that, then you have the soul. So then now that you're ready to be a ruler of your own life, really take it to the next level, that always keep the faith and keep yourself in tune to that divine spark, to that divine inspiration, to the divine guidance of the universe or to God. Whatever you believe in, you're going to use that to help you move forward so that if you're into prayer, then you're going to pray and always ask for guidance as you become that emperor, become that ruler over your life, right? So I can see how using these two decks together could be extremely powerful, even for readings. Let's say you do offer tarot readings to people. And by the way, I do offer readings if you're interested in a private reading. It's in the description below, so go ahead and check those out. But you could maybe help somebody like, answer questions on life, like, where they're currently at, and then some of the things that are hidden, right? Some of the underlying issues. So anyway, that is the walkthrough of the Biblical Tarot, Shadow of the Soul. And again, I would highly recommend this deck. Beautiful deck. Thank you so much for the book and for the deck. I cannot wait to read with it and share it with everybody. And until next time, I want to see to you in my next walkthrough or reading. Bye, everybody.